right center. Did he get enough? And that baby's gone. Chris Davis walks it off for the A's. They creep a little bit closer to postseason. And that one to the backstop. Here comes the winning run, and the A's are going to win it. The magic number sits at 1. We could celebrate tomorrow. What a night. It's been a dramatic weekend at home as the A's need one more win to clinch a postseason berth. In what has been a surprising and magical season, what a better way to cap off the regular season at home with a celebration in front of the East Bay faithful. It's the A's and the Twins. Final game of the series next. Well, beautiful day for baseball. It is Fan Appreciation Day. There's also a front office pep rally before the game. All good stuff. There's the standings, folks. The A's 3.5 back in the division, but they are firmly sitting in that second wild card spot, and the magic number is 1. A's and the Twins coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. I'm Glenn Kuiper. So, we all know the story. The A's can clinch a postseason berth with a win today over the Minnesota Twins, but 7 games left, and they're all going to be important. The magic number sits at 1. The Rays just defeated the Toronto Blue Jays, so the A's have to win to clinch a playoff spot today. And, of course, they still got a chance to get the #1 wild card spot, and, hey, they could still track down the Astros. So we're going to keep a close eye on the Yankees and the Astros this coming week. So Ray Fosse joins me, and Ray, it is good. 7 games left, and obviously we know what's going on today, but I think it's important that the A's do continue to have something to play for the final 6 games after today.
You know, it'd be great to do it here at the Coliseum to at least guarantee them going into the postseason, but I agree with you. A lot of baseball remaining. It could go to a week from today before the final thing is decided. It's going to help the Athletics because they're going to get a chance to play a lot of baseball between now and next Sunday.
And the A's will send Trevor Cahill to the mound. It'll be his 20th start for the A's this year. For more on Trevor, let's head downstairs to Dallas Braden. Dallas.
The Dactyl looking to spread his wings and send the Oakland A's into the postseason, and no better arm to have on the mound to defend the town than Trevor Cahill, undefeated at home, and has done an unbelievable job of keeping the opposing hitters at bay. Sub 200 batting average for the opposing hitters for Trevor Cahill at home. So you want to talk about pegging a guy to get you headed in the direction that you want to be? Trevor Cahill, no better man on the mound right now for the Oakland A's.
Dallas, you got your waterproof suit ready?
I'm ready. We got to earn the burn, boys.
Right.
All right, so again, a win today, and the A's secure a postseason berth. We are excited. It could be and should be a very fun day at the ballpark. We'll have lineups and first pitch right after this.
Playoff, baby. Playoff.
Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try something different, like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time.
So Trevor Cahill and the Athletics are ready to roll. Trevor finishing up his warm-up tosses. And the big crowd still filing in. Here's the game time weather for today. It's presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. It's a beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky, 71 degrees, and everybody is in a pretty good mood for pretty good reason. A's with a magic number of 1. So see if they can finish it off today. Here's the starting lineup for the visiting Minnesota Twins, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Joe Mauer is the DH today. Then it's Polanco, Cave, Grossman. Austin will be at first. Kepler, Adrianza, Jimenez, and Gregorio Petit.
Trevor Cahill will get the start for the Athletics as the A's try to do something magical today. He has not pitched for a while, as Dallas alluded to, and he has faced the Twins once this year at Target Field.
So the first pitch of the game from Trevor Cahill is a bit high to Joe Mauer. Mauer, Polanco, and Cave, the first 3 hitters for the Twins. And a quick 2-0 count. 274 the average for Mauer with 6 home runs. He is 1 for 7 in this series with an RBI. Swing and a miss.
And the great thing about Trevor Cahill being a type of pitcher, we talk about being a ground ball pitcher, but this park also is very suited for every pitcher because of the size and the foul territory. Mike Fiers last night, 9 fly ball outs in his outing.
And that one is going to be dropped into left field for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Joe Mauer. The A's defense today has Martini in left, Laureano in center, Piscotti in right, Chapman, Simeon, Pinder, and Olson on the infield. Jonathan Lucroy is the catcher. So leadoff man aboard. Here's Jorge Polanco. First pitch to Polanco is in for a strike. That's Tony Randazzo who's calling balls and strikes today. Nick Marley's at first, Lance Barrett's at second. Bill Welke, the crew chief, is down at third. A little bit inside. 1-1 the count. .284 the average for Polanco. He is 1 for 7 in the series. That one hit was at a 3-run double on Friday night.
Paul Molitor talking about him, the fact that he has been injured this season, a good player, but not playing as much as they had hoped. And of course, 3 key players left after the last part of this road trip. Twins manager 2017 when the Twins were the second wild card, American League Manager of the Year, very deserving. And a contract extension.
Goal lays off. 2-2 the count.
And all those teams, all the managers who will be heading home following a week from today's game, are hopeful that injuries will not be a big part of their season next year.
Lucroy sets up inside. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. That's out number 1.
Well, he sticks this 4-seam fastball inside up top. And this has got some life on it. This isn't that sinker again. This is that 4-seamer staying true up top, but he does a good job. A little back whip action on this thing.
Pitchcast is brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. And here's Jake Cave.
Trevor Cahill, a sinker ball pitcher. That's why he's got the fastball, the changeup he'll throw, a lot more changeups and curveballs, getting the strikeouts with those 2 pitches, and he's always just a ground ball away from a double play.
Tapped foul. Let's see if he can get one here.
I think the amazing thing about seeing Trevor Cahill this season and having not seen him pitching for the A's for a long time, the fact that he is throwing the curve and the changeup effectively, so he's a combination strikeout pitcher as well as a ground ball pitcher, and that's keep the ball out of the air. You got a chance to win a lot of games.
Sinker low, and the count goes to 2-1 to Cave. Jake Cave is 2 for 8 with a double in the series. This is the final game of a 10-game road trip for the Twins. They're 4-5 on the trip, so they will finish their season at home. Sliced foul. They will host the Tigers and the White Sox.
Is that Ben? Oh, Ben.
Oh, good try.
He's got to do a better job of reading that off the lefty, knowing that thing's going to continue to slice. We got early work tomorrow, Ben.
He's ready.
2 pitches, slap foul, another opportunity. He'll play it off the wall.
Yeah, play the Karen. He's a bumper pool guy. Oh, yeah.
Start with the wings, finish with the burger with a hot dog in between. That one's hit well. Right center field. Long run for Laureano, and it is gone. Jake Cave with a 2-run homer, and the Twins lead 2-0. So the 12th home run of the year for Cave.
And this is rare, and perhaps since he hasn't pitched in a while, the location not exactly where he wants it. Thigh high is not Trevor Cahill, especially with the fastball, and Cave didn't miss it. And when you see him get the ball in the air, he's not given up a lot of home runs this year. Cahill has not, but that one, not a lot of movement. Left it up a little bit, and Cahill gives up the home run.
Exmo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. So an early deficit for the A's. Trevor Cahill, his last 4 starts, an ERA of 7.31. He's given up 13 earned runs in 16 innings.
You know, the real problem for him is the first inning. So this is not really that surprising, but just hope to get out without giving up a run, especially a long ball. It's amazing how some guys find that the first inning is their hardest.
Tap to the right side. That's a fair ball. And Matt Olson grabs it. So Robbie Grossman is retired. 2 away here in the first. Well, today any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go.
And you know, guys, as we start to see the idea of the opener flirted with a lot more around baseball, I think, Foss, to your point, it's about finding ways to navigate a lineup, navigate the treacherous portions of a lineup. And early on, 3 best hitters in a lineup could be your 1, 2, and 3 guys, and that's why the idea of utilizing an arm from the bullpen early to get those first 3 outs out of the way is something they're giving a lot more credence to these days for this reason alone.
0-2. We'll talk a little bit more about that today with some teams starting to do it. Twins have done it. We also obviously know the A's have done it a lot. The Rays started it, I do believe.
Exactly. Yeah, in Anaheim. And the Rangers did it with Springs.
That's right.
Whenever they were just in town.
Pitch is low.
Well, I'd say if they start looking at the statistics, the analytics, and all that, there are going to be a lot of them, because they're going to show that, to Dallas's point, that early part of the game, and especially somebody has a track record of struggling in the first inning, you might see that. And I don't know, they try simulated games, the bullpens, pitch longer, less. I don't know, Dallas, do you ever have a tough time with the first inning?
Not necessarily, but to the mindset, there are some things you can try to do.
Yeah. So Cahill strikes out. We'll talk more about that when we come back. A's trailing 2-0. Davis, Olsen, Laureano, Simeon, Pinder, and Lucroy. That's your A's starting lineup.
And it is the right-hander Kyle Gibson on the mound for the Minnesota Twins, and he's been around. He's been a pretty good pitcher for the Twins as he's making his 31st start, which says a lot because that means he's been healthy, and that is something you're always concerned about with the starting pitcher.
Gibson kicks, and his first pitch of the game is a strike on the outside corner.
And Foss, speaking of health, hit the 900 inning mark on September 3rd, which ranks third most on the Twins amongst players on the active roster. So you think about how important it is to man the post day in, day out, what that can do for a rotation, but what that can do for a bullpen. Ultimately, what that does for a manager, giving him the comfort of knowing he's got an arm he can pencil in every 5 days.
Yeah, outside of the 8-13 record, his numbers are pretty good.
Yeah. But that's why the Rays are very happy when Blake Snell takes them out, which he did today, and the result was pretty much his favorite. But I mean, the bottom line, there's certain guys you love to have take them out.
And Martini's going to have himself an infield hit. Well, the A's have their leadoff man aboard. Let's take a look at the Twins defense. Grossman, Cave, and Kepler in the outfield. Adrianza, Polanco, Petit, and Austin on the infield. And Chris Jimenez is your catcher.
You know how good Matt Chapman is? That's the play right there that the third baseman has to make. Adrianza cut in front and then moved away, letting Polanco, but we have seen Matt Chapman cut in front of Marcus Semien a lot, and that is a third baseman's ball. There's no way, even if Polanco catches the ball and doesn't really in the transfer, I don't think he's going to throw out Martini. It's the third baseman's ball, and he just couldn't get it.
First pitch to Chapman is down and away. 282 for Matt, 23 homers, 66 RBIs.
Guys, Nick Martini just got a very aggressive, very good secondary lead. Might be an opportunity we see Martini take off early. Something the A's don't do a ton of. We talked about Laureano and how efficient he's been on the base paths. But as we start to creep into that postseason, we understand that the long ball is something that sort of goes by the wayside. You've got to be able to create offense.
So 2-0. If the A's get some action here, Martini, decent lead, not going. And it's grounded up the middle. Polanco ranging to his left, and that's going to be a double play. Polanco to Petit to Austin. 6-4-3 on the double play.
Well, this softly hit ball could not handle it, but the hard hit ball to his left, perfect for Polanco. Nice feed to Petit, and the 6-4-3 double play that quickly. And sometimes the ball is hit hard enough to get past the infielder. This one, though, pretty good handling by Polanco to turn the double play. So that quickly, Martini erased.
So 2 away. Here's Stephen Piscotty. Piscotty sliding up to the third spot. Jed Lowry not in the lineup today. Piscotty at 268, 26 homers, 85 runs batted in. Right on the outside corner. Piscotty is 1 for 6 in this series. Backhanded. Polanco, his throw. Got him. Polanco gets Piscotty on a very close play at first.
Now Bob Melvin's got his hand up. We'll see what Adam Roden says.
I got him safe.
Yeah, I got him safe too.
And guys, this angle right down the line, I was able to see, I could see Piscotty's foot hit, and you can sort of see the lower leg jar, and then you see the ball enter the glove of Tyler Austin. So,
and the key there is that it entered. It did not get in the back of the first baseman.
Correct.
And that's the key. because the foot there, I mean, the other angle definitely shows it. And this is the good angle. Watch the left foot and the ball not there. The foot's on the bag. Should be relatively easy. You know, a lot of times too, when there's a play like that where there's a miscue, whether in the fielder or the ball at first base, usually it goes the runner's way. We've seen it a lot of times that way. This is quickly. Yep.
So he is called safe. So it'll be a hit for Stephen Piscotty. So here comes Chris Davis.
We saw Chris Friday night after Jet Lowry had walked. And Katie hit the 2-run home run. Well, Stephen Piscotty's hustle and the overturn of the play. See if it works as well for Katie today. And with this beautiful afternoon here, who knows what the ball is going to do if hit in the air.
Full shift on, and the first pitch to Davis is right at the knees for a strike. Very cool thing today, Ray, when the players were walking in the A's front office, doing a lot of great things, but this was just cool. They had a little pep rally where the players walked through. Oh, must have been 100 people down there probably. And
it's probably one of those mandatory see you early. I don't know if they got here early for Bob Melvin because he comes pretty early.
They chanted MVP when Chris Davis walked through.
Well, Catherine Aker, who's done a lot in the A's organization and the front office side, and she said that they did that with the Diamondbacks, and that's where she had the idea. That's neat. It shows appreciation of the players.
That's it. And I tell you, just having a conversation with a lot of the guys down on the field today during their warm-ups, they genuinely appreciated that. They did.
Davis slices one to right field. Kepler a long run, but he's going to get there, and he makes the catch. So the A's get a couple of hits, nothing else. 1 inning in the books, and the Twins lead it 2-0. Magic number of 1. 1. That's all they have to do is win today, and it goes to 0. And when it hits 0, that means you have eliminated your closest team behind you. Now the Rays won today 5-2 in Toronto. If the Rays would have lost, then the A's would have clinched a postseason berth before this game even started. So we would have just been celebrating like for 9 innings, right? Right? Dallas, just get her going early.
Yeah, there's a good chance I'm sitting up somewhere in the treehouse.
Where's Dallas?
Breaking down an AB from 2 weeks ago.
So the Rays won, so the A's will have to win it on their own. As Max Kepler is retired. That's sort of how the old magic number works.
Well, if you have back-to-back walk-offs, the first 2 wins in the weekend, and trailing in the first inning 2-0, you want to make a comeback at least tie and then see what happens after that. But formula for the Athletics late in the game, we know what that has been like, and it's been pretty phenomenal. From the offensive standpoint, to get the lead, then turn it over to the back end of the bullpen.
Here's Adrianza, who takes a strike. So the A's 94-61 with a 4-game winning streak. 6 more to play after today. And as we showed you in the open of our show, there's no question that there's still plenty to play for. So if you're one of those that believes in playing for something and keeping your AB sharp, keeping your mind sharp right up until the last day of the season going into the postseason, well, then I think the A's, listen, the Yankees just lost.
Yeah.
So now you got a real opportunity to grab that #1 wild card spot, because the Yankees play the Rays for 4 and the Red Sox for 3 on the road this coming week. So they have a tough schedule.
And they needed to sweep the Orioles this weekend. And they did a good job except for today. So there's the 1 that could go to a half. And of course the difference is the 1 game in the loss column, and that's it. And that will be made up Thursday, because the Yankees will play the final game of the series in St. Petersburg against the Rays.
And I can tell you, I've got it on pretty good authority that the Boston Red Sox are not interested in resting on their laurels, sort of coasting into the postseason. Yeah. So in terms of giving guys days off, while they might have an opportunity to give some guys a breather, they're not interested in running out a Z lineup day in and day out until the postseason. They'd like to keep their guys sharp and in tune.
And you know what, Dallas, if you're the Red Sox, you're going to finish your season on Sunday. You're not going to play again till Friday. You can't rest anybody next weekend. You got to have, I mean, those guys got to play next weekend. So a good inning for Trevor Cahill. He's got 3 strikeouts. 2-0 Twins. Very much a wild pitch. And that is Stephen Piscotty, who had opened up the 9th inning with a double. And the A's walk it off for the 2nd night in a row and the 10th time that they have had a walk-off win this year. So lots of excitement. So 10 walk-offs. Last at-bat wins, 25. So that means you could score a run in the bottom of the 8th to go ahead, right? And if you win that game, well, that's a last at-bat win, because you went ahead in your last at-bat. A's have had plenty of those too. Quick 0-2 to Matt Olson.
Only 3 outfielders, and you can kind of understand Twins have been using 4 outfielders when there have been 2 outs, but this is similar. If you have a shift, I mean, Matt Olson could lead off this inning with a push bunt towards the left side with nobody there. It's kind of difference, maybe the pitcher, how he pitches, but right now just 3 outfielders. We have seen with 2 outs in a couple of games already that Matt Olson, between here as well as target field, there have been 4 outfielders for the Twins.
Now 2-2 to Olson, who's hitting .243 with 27 home runs. Hitless in this series, 0 for 7. Off his foot, so he'll walk this one off. Dallas, got a question for you.
I'll look for an answer. Tell you what I didn't have to look for, what I could hear was this off the toe of Matt Olson. I don't know if the TV cameras picked it up, but down here there was a collective ooh from the folks in the diamond level. Those dogs are barking right now for Ole.
Good sign, Ole Toledo. This one foul back. Laureano to follow, and then Simeon. Big shift on Petit, way out in shallow right field. Another foul ball, just down to our left.
One of the problems with the shift, and especially with 2 strikes, and Matt Olson a little bit delayed on his swing, he might find a ball to the left side of the infield. Ball down anywhere towards left field is an automatic double. The way they're positioning him, everything to the right side.
Olson has worked it full.
Well, Foss, you and I talk a lot about pitchers having to be able to pitch to the shift, and you can see right now Gibson not giving in, doesn't want to work him away at all, trying to throw that curveball down and in towards the back foot to try to get Ole to swing over top, or maybe top it, knock it into the ground.
And that one is hit high and deep, right field, and that baby's gone. So a high towering home run by Matt Olson, his 28th of the year, and the A's are on the board.
How do you hit against the shift? A towering fly ball that goes into the seats. That was a no doubt. It sounded crisp, and from up here it sounded, I'm sure down there the same. Dallas.
A booming echo, Foss.
Here's Laureano. First pitch is down and in.
That's a great at bat by Matt Olson to start 0-2. And for Matt Olson, 28th. A couple of former Athletics to follow him, and Healy and Alonso.
78 RBIs now for Olson. So the A's now have hit 5 home runs in this series.
Well, we talked about pitching to the shift, Foss, didn't we? They wanted this back foot.
That's right.
And we knew it. If this thing's going to make its way over the middle, Matty O, that's a no-no. That's nitro zone right there. A prodigious blast from Matt Olson.
Ball stayed right in the middle of the plate.
Laureano flips one down the right field line. Watch him run. He's going to head into second with a head-first slide. That's a double. Thing of beauty.
Up from Gibson with this breaking ball right in the middle of the plate. It stayed there about belt high, and I think to Dallas's point, you try to make a certain pitch, you don't, but Matt Olson started 0-2, ended up seeing a total of 9 pitches in the at-bat. Fouled off some tough pitches, and for StatCast, there are the numbers. 107 off the bat, 33 and 404 feet for Matt Olson. He knew it, and hitters do know when they make solid contact. He just kind of laid the bat down, started his home run trot. Done it 28 times this year.
StatCast AI powered by AWS. Now a good chance for the A's to tie it up. Runner at second and nobody out.
Well, the last home run hit by Matt Olson was at Baltimore, and that's when he said, Solo hit a couple there. Got Cashner and then Chirinos, but he said, "This is a good hitter's park." Yeah. Well, that's Baltimore is. And then, of course, the Coliseum on a beautiful sunny day is also home run paradise.
And now 2-0 to Marcus Semien.
You know what we remember about Baltimore? Seeing this guy standing down on the top steps with his hat off, with his curly hair. It was Dallas Brayton. I remember that. Remember that?
I do.
Yeah. We saw him. We said, "That's Dallas Brayton."
Yeah.
We kept saying, "Put the cap on," but he never did. Yeah, that's a Baltimore. I think when they built that park, they said, let's see, Cal Ripken Jr. hits a lot of balls left center. We'll make that very, very inviting for him. And it's helped a lot of hitters. And the Orioles helped the A's today, beating the Yankees at the big stadium in the Bronx.
Pitch is right in there for a strike.
Well, this was a 2-strike pitch, and that's what's nice about the Athletics and their approach. That's just a quickness of the bat by Marcus Semien. Talking to Jim Scanlon, scout for the Blue Jays and former Athletics hitting coach, and I thought he made an astute point. He said the A's hitters have a great 2-strike approach. We don't talk about that a lot anymore. It's usually swinging hard to get a lot of strikeouts and a total result basically on the 2 strikes, but the A's, we saw with Mark Canha last night, 11 pitch at bat before striking out with the bases loaded.
And that one's a liner, center field, but coming in is Cave, and he makes the catch.
This ball is torched by Marcus Semien. A good job by Cave out in center field. He broke early and he broke hard in on this ball. First few steps are crucial. Laureano, he could tell, sound of the bat. He knew that ball was hit too hard, probably wasn't going to make its way down. But another good AB from the Oakland A's, Marcus Semien.
So, let's see if Chad Pinder can get him home. Pitch to Pinder, hit up the third baseline, fair ball. Adrianza throw, and a very nice play by Adrianza. I did not think he had a chance.
I did not either. Well, you figure the way the ball was hit, he was not playing very deep, but circled and able to catch the ball. And actually looked the ball into his hand, which a lot of times you'll see an infielder look up. He looked the ball into the hand at that point. Nice play at first base by Austin, but what a nice play by Adrianza. I did not think he was going to. I thought it was going to be first and third, one out.
Adrianza has been one of the Twins' best players this weekend.
Yes, he has.
Well, and the other thing is it's a great reaction by Adrianza because that's a full swing from Chad Pinder.
Exactly. You know, back to Marcus Semien and Brandon runner at second, nobody out. He tried to inside out the ball. He just hit it too hard right to center field, but his attempt was good. You know, the importance of advancing Laureano to third, where he would stand with only one out. So Jonathan Lucroy had a big 2-out RBI hit in Minneapolis against the Twins. See if he can do the same today. And by the way, this third game in a row for him, day game after night game, he's back in the lineup today.
Yeah, I think he was going to play today no matter.
Yeah, I think that's a good call, and why not? And whenever he's gotten a day off, it's not been for him asking. He's Fegley's done a very good job for the Athletics when he's caught.
So 2-0 to Jonathan Lucroy, trying to get Laureano home. Swing and a miss. Gibson. He took a little bit off and right down the lower part of the strike zone. Pitches already for Kyle Gibson. This is number 36. Right field, Kepler over, and he's got it. So the A's get 1 run. Matt Olson's solo shot, his 28th of the year. 3rd inning coming up. It's the Twins 2, and the A's 1. The 3rd. The Twins got a 2-run homer by Jake Cave in the 1st. Olson Golden. So it'll be Gregorio Petit, Joe Mauer, and Jorge Polanco. So see if Trevor Cahill can get a shutdown inning. 63% this year. So 1-1 the count. Petit 260 is his average. He's been in the lineup in all 3 games.
You know, these shutdown innings, regardless of the success maybe in the past, they can really help you figure out what stuff is working and what isn't very quickly. And what I mean is, if you're able to come out and throw strike 1 with a certain pitch, say it's off speed, well, now you get a feel for that off speed early. There's a good chance you start to throw that with a little more frequency, having the success you've had.
Right at Marcus Semien, 1 away.
Well, in case you've missed it, there's only one way to be first in line for postseason tickets. Grab an A's Access membership and begin enjoying your discounts at the ballpark immediately. That's right. Join today and get all the perks for remaining September home games and the postseason, including 50% off concessions, $4 domestic drafts, 25% off merchandise, and $10 parking passes. Learn more at athletics.com/2019 today. A's Access, every game your way.
Well, the fans we were talking to today, that Fan Appreciation Day, they were out on the warning track in the outfield. That's always fun. You get to meet a lot of the fans, and they were all fans who had A's access. And they said it is great.
I talked to a couple today from Fresno. They drove 2.5 hours to come here today, and they bought the pass. They bought the all access. So that's quite a commitment to in the middle of the state to drive that far to come to A's games, and it says a lot about the all access, and they bought the package.
That's it. I think it speaks to the effort that the front office has made, but I think it speaks to them having heard the voices of the fan base. Anytime a fan base is able to give you their input and the front office is able to reciprocate and provide them with opportunities, like you said, 2.5 hours away, and it's not even a question in their mind.
Right.
Get in the car and let's roll.
A lot of good family time.
Strike 3 called on Joe Mauer. So Cahill gets his 4th strikeout.
I know. How about this? Look at Kay.
Oh, yeah.
There's the man.
Working the crowd, huh, Foss?
That's right. He can do it all.
He probably taught 3 people how to keep score while he was out there.
Yeah, right.
Are you hearing a dog, or is it me? There's something down. You hear a dog? Yeah. Yeah, it's down below. It's down. It's down below us. I keep hearing him. That's an all.
Yeah, I just heard it again. Did you hear that, Dallas?
I did.
Yeah. That's all access.
I'm looking over. I do
know.
not see a dog. So 3 up, 3 down inning for Trevor Cahill, and we are going to the bottom of the 3rd. Twins 2, A's 1.
NBC Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
Hey, I'm Matt Chapman. Nice defensive play.
Again.
Nick Martini slowly hit. Petit throws. Got him. So the Jim Catfish Hunter Award this year goes to Matt Chapman. And that's a big deal for A's players. Ray, tell us about it.
No, he's just, it's really a special player on the field, off the field, and, you know, so much he did, not to mention a Hall of Famer, not to mention winning at least 20, about 4 consecutive seasons, went on to the Yankees, won a world championship there, but class individual, and to the point that one Steve Vucinich has his number course, it's retired. He uses it on his bag. And Booth can do anything he wants. But Catfish was one of a kind. He was a very special pitcher, very special person. And Hertford, North Carolina. And his wife, Helen, of course, continuing the Jim Catfish Hunter ALS Foundation. Passed away on September the 9th, 1999. 9/9/99. And A's Hall of Fame on the last homestand, along with the other Cooperstown Hall of Famers and Dave Stewart, Charlie Finley. So not surprising. Helen was here, of course, but Catfish just, you know, Cap, whenever went to postseason, anytime a big game, give him the ball. Let's figure it's going to be a win. And Blue Moon, I know you're listening or watching. Nothing against you. Don't ever want to say that, but I think we all knew Catfish was the guy. So congratulations to Matt Chapman. That's quite an award for Chappie. Chad Pinder, the recipient of the Roberto Clemente Award, nominee from the Athletics, as well as the Dave Stewart Community Service Award.
2-2 to Chapman. And he tried to hold up, couldn't do it on a breaking ball. That's the first strikeout for Kyle Gibson.
First one on the day. Just catches Chappie in between here. Little slider down and out, takes Chapman out of the zone. You can tell halfway through Chappie was trying to think better of it, just unable to hold up. And really, that's just a better job of pitching by Gibby there, taking him out, expanding with 2.
First pitch to Piscotti. He swings at a breaking ball and misses it.
You know, with the young man who's announcing as they do in the 3rd inning, Dick Callahan, I think the fans would like to see this inning continue because that kid's good.
Dick's job may be in jeopardy.
Dick's the best, but yeah, they're very nice. They have a young person. There's a young lad there, but he's into it. There's, of course, the wonderful Dick Callahan with the young man next to him. I mean, he's having a good time.
The great Dick Callahan, as we like to say. You know, Dick should still be doing the Warriors. You know that. Because he was awesome over there.
He's awesome here. I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
It's great. I mean, they have the voice of God up until, I mean, really back-to-back voices of God with Roy Steele, now Dick Callahan.
Hard sinker in, and it's 2-2 to Piscotti, who had an infield hit in the first. Call was reversed. Piscotti called out at first base, but they reversed it, so he got credit with a base hit. Driven to center, but right there is Jake Cave. So 6 in a row retired by Kyle Gibson. 4th inning coming up. Fourth inning, Jake Cave to lead it off. Cave, a 2-run homer in the very first inning.
And ever since that home run, Trevor Cahill's retired every batter.
Yep, 8 in a row.
So, not that we need an opener for Trevor, but
no, we don't even know. No. I forgot to ask Dallas my question.
Still looking for the
answer. You know what? And I'm backtracking here in this opener thing. I didn't get to ask you guys. Ultimately, how do you judge whether the opener games were a success? Is it just simply we won the game or we lost the game? I mean, is there more to it than that, or is ultimately that's how it's judged? Dallas?
I think there's got to be more to it than that. You have to think about the efficiency in which the opener gets through the first inning, how that piggyback starter does. Yeah. So it's been Chris Bassett at times, it's been Daniel Mingden at times. How do those individuals perform in their space? And has it given you the opportunity to match up later in the ball game? And then obviously at the end of it all, the W's and L's. Take a look at the changeup out of Trevor Cahill. Jay Cave, a guy who's taken some good passes all series long, just runs out of bat here against the Dactyl. Great job of executing arm speed on the changeup for Trevor Cahill.
Well, I agree with Dallas on the piggyback, the second one. That's the key, because that one is the one that goes the most innings. Yep. And if he has success, the one thing, and you know, I think we saw it with the Dodgers last year in the World Series, if, and we read it, I mean, we heard nothing except that third time through the batting order that the success, if a pitcher throws to the same hitter 3 times, the third time he's going to have more success. But my feeling is, why don't you try it? Maybe he's not. And I think, I don't know if you could put statistically the umbrella over everybody and encompass everybody into that statistic. Because I don't know that everybody, I don't know, I just don't think that every team or every pitcher has that. But it seems to be that the critical part is the third time through the batting order. Well, not hit hard, and really not a bad play by Laureano. He could have tried to make a spectacular play, but does keep the double play in order. When you have a pitcher who can throw a pitch to get 2 outs, maybe you just give him a single instead of diving, and maybe allowing him to get in a scoring position. So what is your thought on that?
I mean, it's, listen, I just think, let's say you do it 10 times and you go 4 and 6. But the second guy that pitched really well. Okay, well, that's great, but you went 4 and 6.
Well, no, but see, the thing that it seems that the second pitcher following the guy going through the first part of the batting order, but you notice that second guy very rarely goes through the batting order the third time.
Yeah, well, I understand, but ultimately,
you got to have wins and losses.
Did you win the game?
Yeah, you got to have wins and losses.
Yeah,
I agree. No,
if it's working smooth, but yet you're 4 and 6 over, and you did it 10 times, then is it working? That's all I'm saying.
And we've got to pay attention to how you're winning those ball games or how you're losing those ball games, because if we just throw out the arbitrary 4 and 6 record, that's fine. How did the opener do? Did he give up 3 in the first, and did the second guy come in and go goose eggs for 4 innings? Or was everybody getting hit around, or were these ball games that were won or lost by 1 or 2 runs? And I think if we're talking about a 4-3 ball game or a 4-2 ball game, I think ultimately the numbers bear out that you're having success. You just haven't won the ball game. And I know you're saying, well, Dallas, that's the objective. Over the course of a season, as we know in the game of baseball, things like that sort of even themselves out. The line drive that gets caught, the broken bat that finds a hole. I think baseball finds a way to even those things out.
Chapman's got it, and he throws it away. Grossman pops up. He's going to head to third, and he'll stop there. So it had a chance to be a double play, and it ends up being an E5.
Yeah, this is a surprise because normally it's a chest-high throw. It is Pinder. He has to come across to try to catch the ball, running into the runner as he did. But I mean, maybe. I mean, that's just a surprise because they're so accustomed to seeing a perfect throw. Chad Pinder had to reach far to his left off his glove. I think you get the point as a second baseman. You expect to see it chest high.
So for Chapman, that's his 19th error of the year. And now an opportunity for the Twins. First and third, one out. Kepler, the hitter.
And bullpen activity for the Athletics.
Sean Kelly starts to throw. Just missed. Could have been called a strike. Kepler popped out to the shortstop in the second inning.
Very close. Fastball down, just didn't get the love.
Takes another one low. On deck is Adrianza.
Missed with a couple fastballs. 2-1. Kepler probably aggressive here. Might think about taking some off here. See if you can catch Kepler out front.
And he does, and he hits it hard, but foul.
That's what he was looking for. With that changeup down and away, might get a swing over here.
The thing about a left-hander, though, the runner at first base is just always conscious of the hole between first and second. And you can see where Pinder, that's where the middle infielder is pinched close to the bag for double play. You have to cheat a little bit closer, which opens up an even bigger hole on the right side between first and second, and for a left-hander.
He just got a piece of what was a breaking ball, fouled it right at his feet.
Boy, a big breaking ball, you're right, and I thought he maybe had swung through it, but just enough. And with the change of direction off the bat, hard for Jonathan Lucroy to make the play.
It got more Rendazzo than it did a Kepler's bat.
So 2-2. Cahill needs a strikeout or a ground ball right at somebody. 2-2 pitch, and that's a base hit to left field. Grossman scores. Austin stops at second. That was a breaking ball that looked like it kind of hung up and out over the plate. And Kepler knocks in his 53rd run.
Well, soft coming to the lefty. You want to make sure that thing is down, down, down. And this stays up enough for Kepler to get to it.
That's a great two-strike approach. And especially with the pitch up, like you said, and a perfect pitch, you try to pull it. It could be a 4-6-3 double play. Instead, he goes well with it to the outfield, the opposite field.
So the Twins lead at 3-1. Here's Adrianza. Rolls at foul. Adrianza grounded out in the second inning. He is 3 for 9 with 3 doubles in this series. .22 pitches in the first inning, 21 here in the fourth. Way outside.
Well, the one thing you want to see from a pitcher after an error is made, an error that instead of possibly being an inning in double play, it turns out to be first and third. You just need to try to, and not that Trevor Cahill is not trying, but trying to minimize the damage.
Shot foul. Heads up. Nice play on the high backhander.
Well, in an effort to minimize damage, you're trying to execute pitches that can get you the result you're looking for. It's why you see Cahill sticking with that fastball. He's trying to get that sinking action. Trying to get Adrianza to roll this thing over.
Austin at second, Kepler at first. And that one's hit toward right center. Laureano's not going to get it. Austin's going to come around third. He's going to score. Adrianza with another double. This one knocks in a run, and now it's 4-1 Twins. Fourth double in the series for Adrianza. And that's going to do it for Trevor Cahill, who has seen the wheels come off here in the fourth inning. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
So Trevor Cahill gets knocked out here in the fourth inning. And he gave up 3 hits in this inning. The error was costly. So it's 4-1. Sean Kelly needs to get the A's back in the dugout. Twins have second and third and 1 out. The hitter is Chris Jimenez. And he takes low and away.
Well, Kelly has been outstanding in these situations, and considering there's right now 1 out with a strikeout of Cave to start this inning. And that part, it was a good inning for the Athletics because they were just down by 1. Now they're trying to avoid another 2-spot score.
Sean Kelly has inherited 20 runners. Only 3 have made their way across home plate.
Jimenez swings and misses. So 1-1 the count.
Best thing to get Jimenez out without a run scoring. That way the infield can move back. Right now, this is you have to play in because you're already down by 3. Take the chance on a ground ball. It's going to be at somebody.
And that one should have been called a strike.
Unfortunate for Sean Kelly here. You execute. You like to be rewarded.
Can fool a lot of people.
That one taken down and away. So Jimenez now in the driver's seat with a 3-1 count. Gregorio Petit is the on-deck hitter. Piscotty backs up. Kepler tags. Piscotty has it. He's going to throw toward third base. So it would be a successful sacrifice fly. by Chris Jimenez. And that makes it 5-1 Twins. So they have scored 3 times here in the 4th inning.
You go back to Laureano and the ball that Grossman hit. He made the right play and almost turned out to be a real great play because he came up short, keep the double play in order, got the ball, it just didn't happen. So Trevor Cahill, not a particularly great outing for him, but still time, plenty of time for the Athletics, and they have mounted comebacks before.
Here's Petit, lined out to the shortstop. First at bat. Petit is the 9th place hitter for the Twins. Cues that one off the end of the bat. Well, the crowd, crowd's ready to party. But right now they're quiet with the A's trailing. Treehouse having a good time as always. Hit pretty well to left center. Laureano on the move. He's going to get there. Warning track makes the catch. And that will do it. 3 runs for the Twins. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Twins leading at 5-1. Resume, and it's a good one. Chris Davis, where he ranks in the American League, 1st in homers, 2nd in RBIs, 10th in runs, 5th in slugging. OPS, he's 7th. Sounds like an MVP candidate to me. He may not win it, but he's a candidate. J.D. Martinez, a candidate. Mookie Betts, probably the favorite. Mike Trout's always going to be in the conversation. Bregman from the Astros is a significant candidate.
I think it's always interesting when you have 2 teammates who have had great years, all of Mookie Betts and J.D. Martinez, and the theory that they could each end up stealing votes away from one another. That would lead to a maybe less likely candidate or a dark horse.
Yeah, there could be something to that. Jose Ramirez from the Indians, although he's really struggled in the month of September.
You know, I just wonder how much a DH versus a position player is going to factor into the voting.
Yep.
Because, I mean, KD, we know he's had a tremendous year, driven in some big runs.
Well,
and to be honest, I think he's the best I've ever seen, and I've said it all year, to be able to adapt to the DH role as well as he has, because there are guys who play the position and go to the DH. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to handle it.
Well, J.D. Martinez is DHing a lot.
Yeah. But I just think that if you're going to consider all the names that you mentioned, with the exception of a couple, most of them played defensive position. But I'd love to see him get it. Just pure numbers. Both of those guys should be at the top. Well, this is the breaking ball that Kyle Gibson tried to throw on the 3-2. It's flat. And that's as much as it was flat. Just the pitch to him because it was not flat going out. No doubter for Matt Olson. That made it a 2-1. Now the A's trying to come back down 4.
Strike in the outside corner. Well, I don't think you should be, if you're just a DH, I don't think you should be penalized for that. But if you do play a position, I think you should get extra credit. And if you play a position well, then I think it's a major factor.
Yeah, I for some reason, I mean, you look at the DHs, not many have won. You know, and it's because
yeah, I'm trying to think. David Ortiz never won the MVP.
Yeah, Edgar.
I think Frank Thomas won one, but he was playing first base for the most part. Yep. And again, it's not a criticism. It's just I think if take Mookie Betts for instance, and I think he is the favorite. He's a terrific outfielder, right. And that has to play into the whole decision. Petit's got it. He spins. He fires to second for 1, and on the exchange, looks like it's Adrianza who was playing up the middle. So it was on the exchange. So it's a fielder's choice.
You know, been interesting about this. If it had been called safe, KD could have just kept running third because nobody was there. But it was on the transfer and a good call because Petit made the throw, but his throw there, the ball taken out of the glove.
I guess KD though probably would have to touch second.
Yeah, that's right. He was farther away than I thought.
I tell you what, if he goes to third there, that would be really awesome.
Well, Alan Lewis did. Alan Lewis ran from second to third to home and back to second base through the mound.
Yeah, shortcut. Yeah. We know how those mound shortcuts go, right, Dallas?
Those are no-fly zones.
That's right. Do I really have to touch second base? All right.
Neighborhood play, right?
1-0 to Laureano. Now 1-1. Laureano blooped the double down the right field line in the second inning. Boy, what a storybook season for Ramon Laureano. Gets traded from the Astros to the A's, and I don't want to say an under-the-radar transaction, Ray, but I remember the A's doing it, and you're thinking, well, what's Laureano? What's this kid all about? Yeah. Look him up, see what he's all about. Turns out, listening to David Forrest and reading about it, the Astros had a little bit of a glut in their 40-man roster, right? And they had to get rid of a couple players, and the A's were aware of it, which is good. And they went after Laureano and got him. But then he got hurt in spring training, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, Bob Melvin recognized his ability in spring training, thought he's going to be a very good player. And he's turned out to be right. And I think the A's, and you know, we don't know what's going to happen, but you know, what he's done in a limited amount of time has been nothing short of spectacular. Bob Melvin, a good evaluator, knows talent when he sees it, and he saw it in Laureano in spring training.
Well, this is his 43rd game. And of course, he has been terrific. And of course, we'll need to see him a lot more, but you cannot miss the natural talent that he has.
Well, he provides the Oakland A's now. I mean, you think about Nick Martini, you think about Dustin Fowler, you think about Ramon Laureano. These are three guys that can go play center field for you today. No doubt about it. And adding depth, he's incited that competition in-house, which is always good.
More action for Petit. Out at second, on to first. Not in time. So there's that speed by Laureano.
Well, this is why you're hard out of the box. Laureano shoots this thing to Gregorio Petit. Good turn, good hands from Petit at second base. But again, a hard 90 from Laureano out of the box. And these are just little things that you like to see from young guys, especially early on in their career. He could have very easily just sort of strided it out into the bag, but no. Hard 90, you give yourself an opportunity to get to first base, extend the inning just by virtue of hustle. You never know what can happen.
I think from the offensive standpoint, that's a stat you'd like to have. Fewest ground ball double plays hit into, because
what a play. Adrianza straightens up and he throws it across. Adrianza has been terrific in this series. A's do not score. Fifth inning coming up.
California is brought to you by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
So part of the walk-off last night to get the magic number to 1. That is where it's at right now. But the A's are trailing the Twins 5-1. And when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. It's Sparrow Petit coming in.
That's simply Bob Melvin, I think, trying to use Sean Kelly to get out of a mess, and then bringing in the long man, Sparrow Petit, who can throw multiple innings, just trying to keep the offense of the Minnesota Twins down, give his club a chance to come back. That's why you have a guy like Petit.
Well, these innings can go unaccounted for, I feel like, in the minds of fans at times, but you need individuals like Yusmeiro Petit, especially if maybe you have a starter. Let's say you're on the flip side of this game right now. Maybe your starter's gotten somewhere where physically he can't continue. You've got a nice cushion. You don't need to go to some of those high leverage arms. You've got a guy that can give you 3 innings and get you to the bridge. Or in a game like this where you're looking to make up outs, you're going to keep the offense of the other team exactly where they're at. Yusmeiro Petit, he's your guy.
There's a shot to right center and a base hit. So Joe Mauer has his second hit in the ball game.
Well, if you see a professional hitter, watch him bring the hands in on this pitch, down and in, and breaks it to right center. And LaCroix going to backhand the ball down instead. Joe Mauer gets under it and drives it.
That is hit number 6 for the Twins.
As we mentioned, starting the series after the A's saw the Twins and Joe Mauer target field. Not target field, but in Minneapolis. But the one thing that he talked about was retiring. Well, Victor Martinez did. I thought that was a nice tribute to him that got his final hit. That was yesterday in Detroit. He said he won't play anymore.
Nope.
He's gonna play one game and got the hit in Detroit.
Pretty good career.
Very good career. And for someone who's broken down, originally started as a catcher and an outstanding DH. You have Miguel Cabrera, one of the best.
That one foul down the left field line.
But if you have Miguel Cabrera, best hitter of the game, said that he loved having Victor Martinez hit behind him for protection. That says a lot.
All-time Twins ranks: Joe Mauer first in doubles, second in hits, second in gains, third in batting average. He's had quite a career. The question is, will he play past this year, and will he play for the Twins?
That's the biggest question, because if you have your whole career with one team, you grew up in the area, and there's any thought, of course, I think we've seen the Twins in a rebuild pretty much. And some of the players that they got rid of. But I think it'd be hard for Joe to go someplace else.
It's awfully interesting considering the way the free agent market has shaped up.
Pinner's got it. He spins to Chapman. Chapman wheels around and fires to first, but it's late.
It's going to maybe late at second base too. I think the Twins immediately put up their hands to take a look at the play at second, because it was a neighborhood play, but that's not allowed anymore.
So it was Chapman, and he was called out.
He tried to drag, maybe he dragged his foot enough.
Yeah, he very well could be out. He dragged his foot across the backside of that bag.
Exactly right, and that's why, because the perception was the way he ended up, way past the bag, and they're not going to check it in slow-mo, and he did a great job with his foot. But look how far he ended up past or away from the bag.
Well, and that's all in anticipation. This play happens before it happens in the mind of Matt Chapman. This is a third baseman working the bag over at second base, anticipating that throw, putting his body in a position where he can receive the throw, turn, make a throw himself. Not easily done, especially for a man who's used to the hot corner and nowhere near the middle of the infield. That's a third baseman coming across the bag at second base, making that sort of play with that sort of agility.
And that's what the shifts do, because they see the communication between the players in the infield, and it's got to be something you're always thinking about.
Pitch to Cave is a little bit outside.
This is Trevor Cahill in the first inning, and we talked about his struggles in the first, and there's the pitch that should have been hit as hard as it was, and unfortunately it was not a sinking fastball to get a ground ball, a 2-run home run to right center. Cave hitting third, and that was his 12th.
And that is just foul. Nick Marley, the first base umpire, right on the line. He went down to one knee, but he turned around and got a pretty good look at it.
Well, that's Matt Olson holding the runner, stepped off about a foot and then reached back, but the ball was hooking. Definitely in the air. It's where it lands. Matt couldn't get it, but called by the first base umpire.
See Petit continuing to vary his looks, hold the baseball, pick over, trying to keep Polanco honest.
Polanco does have 5 steals. He's been thrown out 6 times, so don't know that he's necessarily a base stealing threat, but he has tried it.
Petit can use, I mean, he can use the corner as well as anybody I've seen, and that makes him a good pitcher because he's not overpowering, just rear back to throw it 95, 98 miles per hour. He hits the corners and hits them pretty nicely.
Grossman to follow here in the top of the 5th. Twins got 2 in the 1st, and they got 3 in the 4th. Astros won today 6-2 over the Angels at home, so that's a sweep. And the Houston Astros now 98 and 57.
They're pretty relentless. It's amazing how well they play.
And a foul tip and a strikeout. And that's 2 outs. So the Astros with that win, the Astros now have a magic number of 4 to clinch the West. And the wild card with the Yankees losing and the Rays winning. We'll tell you about those games in just a little bit. But the Astros will go out on the road to the East Coast for the final week. They will be at Toronto for 3, at Baltimore for 4. So that is what's left for the Astros.
But if they can do what they did, was it yesterday when the Angels scored a whole bunch of runs, made it look good, that 1 inning.
It was good for a very short time.
Like a bunch until they got in the dugout. That was it.
0-1 to Robbie Grossman. The Yankees lost today. The Orioles won 6-3. Yankees had just 4 hits. Oh, 2 pitch. Blocked nicely by Lucroy. So the Yankees probably on an airplane right now. They will be at the Rays.
Jonathan Lucroy, that is textbook right there. To be able to get to the knees, block the ball. That allows the pitcher to be able to say, okay, I can throw the breaking ball hard. If I bounce it, my catcher's going to block it. I've seen a few catchers around the American League at least that you can't say that.
Runner goes. Lucroy's throw is not in time. Polanco gets his 6th steal. No, they called him out.
Call it. So I think it's strike 3. It had to be strike 3. That's because he dropped the ball.
Lucroy came up firing.
Yeah.
Grossman says, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah,
they did. They called him out.
Yeah.
James trying to get something going against Gibson. This is the final out, and well, that was a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, it's just that Jonathan Lucroy, similar to Matt Chapman, you watch. In this case, Lucroy come out and get it. He left his glove there.
He just came out firing
because he knew he didn't have much of a chance. And same with Chapman going across the bag. The illusion was that he missed it completely, and that's why I looked at the Twins dugout. Every hand went up. Like, hold on, wait a minute. But you know, you slow it down and you see, and that's a great play. And I'm sure Chapman realized that he had to do what he did. And the same with Lucroy. He knew he had to hurry, but he left his glove in the strike zone and was called strike 3. But I agree with you. Grossman was the one who said, what?
So 1-2 to Pinder. And a big curveball, and he got him swinging. Strikeout number 2. Kyle Gibson.
Well, just about expanding down with 2 strikes. Gibson starting to get comfortable with this slider down and away out of the zone to the right-handed hitters.
Emilio Pagan warming up.
Just thinking about the game that the A's had, the big comeback in Arlington, Texas. It was a game that seemed like Bob Melvin used a pitcher, every pitcher that he had in the bullpen. That was before the expansion of the rosters. But used them, and they kept coming in doing a good job to the point that A's came back and won it.
Yeah, and now he's got
hope.
Plenty more to choose from.
Yeah, 2 an inning. Had plenty.
1-1 to Lucroy, who hit a fly ball to right field in the 2nd inning.
Matt Joyce at the batting cage. The guys can go up there, and usually where Mike Aldretti hangs out most of the time. It's not down by Darren Bush. He may have just gone up, take some swings off the tee by himself.
We see a lot of that, especially during this time of year. Extra position players looking to keep themselves loose, understanding there could be matchup scenarios starting to unfold the deeper into the ball game you get. Checking some video on some potential matchups.
And he walked in. So 1-out walk, see if the A's can string some base runners together.
Well, let's hope your great statement proves to be true in this end. The bottom order, in the case of Jonathan Lucroy hitting 9th today, draws a 1-out walk.
So Martini will step in for his 3rd at bat. He's got a single and a ground out.
I'll tell you, I think one of the things that has helped, I think we've seen it with the A's, where Bob Melvin has been allowed the ability to burn a player or 2 and send somebody up almost like a decoy, get a change, and all of a sudden here comes somebody else, then you send up another hitter. You can only do that in September when you have an abundance of players.
Gibson catches the outside corner that time. Straight up defense. Kepler shaded a little bit toward right center.
That breaking ball is one that you'll see hitters swing over it, but Nick Martini with a pretty good on-base percentage, whether throughout the minor league career at the big league level. If you wait a long time, you don't swing aggressively at a pitch that a pitcher is wanting to swing at.
Gibson's not going to overpower you. And that one misses. Not by much. Gibson wanted that one.
Yeah, pretty close pitch. What we like to call a pitcher's pitch. Or a strike, either way you slice it.
Or Tony Randazzo, I like the high strike call instead of the low one.
Well, this is what you like to see the Oakland A's do. Put together a couple of good at-bats. Continue to run that pitch count up. A little closer to getting into that pin of the Twinkies.
And he walked in. So back-to-back walks, and the A's got something rolling here in the 5th.
Garvin Austin, you know, the key for Garvin here is to hustle back to the dugout so he can at least have a seat before his pitcher gives up a home run. And that happened in Minnesota with Jonathan Lucroy. But Garvin Austin getting the job and doing a good job for Paul Molitor, even though he's had some of his key starting pitchers out of the lineup as well.
No, Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the Oakland A's in your X1 voice remote and get live stats in your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. Well, Garvin Alston was chatting with Tony Randazzo. Probably can't really blame him. Trying to get a strike for his pitcher.
Well, they usually can see it from the dugouts, and that's why they say north and south, up and down, they can tell.
So Chapman steps up. He's hit into a double play, and he has struck out. First pitch is right at the knees for a strike. '78 pitches for Kyle Gibson. Chapman goes after that curveball, and now it's 0-2.
As Dallas said it best earlier about kind of in between, and that was another in between swing from the A's third baseman.
It might be a matter of just not picking it up out of the hand of Kyle Gibson. Maybe you lose track of it on the way in. Just doesn't look like he's having an easy time picking up that breaking ball.
Just missed. That's what I always thought was interesting about baseball at the big league level, where one guy will have trouble seeing a pitcher.
Yep.
The next guy, no problem.
That's right.
You know, it just, there's really no explanation for it.
That's why pitchers try to hide the baseball as much as possible.
Up. Yes, he was.
These guys are so strong. They start, stop. Probably the bat hit went through a little bit farther than anticipated, but he brought it back so quickly. If you're a first or third base umpire, depending on the hitter, you better be alert because it happens so fast.
And speaking of being alert, Chapman might want to be on notice for this break coming his way.
Yeah, all those fastballs out on the way and set up to go back ultimately to the pitch that he's having a tough time seeing, or at least making contact.
And that's a shot. Adrianza has it. He fires to second for one. On to first, double play.
Unbelievable.
That was an unbelievable play by the third baseman, Adrianza. And he's out.
Yeah, he's out.
That is as good of a double play as we've seen this year. 5-4-3, and it may have saved 2 runs.
Oh, at least. And the play before he made. He's had an unbelievable day.
So that's how the 5th inning ends, and the A's do not score. 5-1 after 5.
And Adrianza at third base. This is the first play. Bare hand on Pinder robs him of a base hit. And here Semien, a diving stop, robs him of a double and an RBI. And this may be the biggest. This ball was heading down the left field line. That would have scored a couple instead. Turns out to be a 5-4-3 double play. So Adrianza at third base, picking it. And if you awarded the Gold Glove based on a daily performance, he may win it because he's done a great job.
Watching that last highlight of that play, that may be the best defensive play against the A's this year.
That's right. And ball was behind him.
It was way behind.
Yeah, and he reached up, had it, and presence of mind to be able to throw quickly to second. Petit turned the double play. So that's, I mean, that's 3 defensive plays today, and we have seen all too often where those hits or those balls hit our hits instead of being outs.
Turns into a double play, and there's 2 runners on.
So really, it's a 5-1 game. It could be 5-4 if Adrianza had not made those plays. Is Emilio Pagan in for the appearance?
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Yeah, what
this is unbelievable.
Yeah, his ball is behind it. He reaches back there. It's already past him. He's down, reached up and got it. And to be able to turn the double play, Matt Chapman, after the shock set in, he started to run. But at that point, he's got to be thinking double, couple of ribbies. Some great defensive plays and plays that pitchers love, managers love. And the A's aren't too happy because they've had some hits taken away by that man.
And as a pitcher, you see that play being made, the ball out of your hand, and after contact, you're sort of moping back behind home plate, knowing I'm going to be here backing up a base. Oh, wait a minute.
Exactly.
What just happened?
Yeah, looks like I'm buying dinner tonight, actually.
2-2 to Tyler Austin. He'll be followed by Kepler and Adrianza here in the top of the 6th. Well, you think about too, Ray, as great as Matt Chapman has been, his error that cost the A's a couple of runs. So really, defense may be the story in this game, at least so far. There's still time for the Athletics, but the A's have been a very good defensive team, especially really since about the first 6 weeks of the season. Swing and a miss. The ball to the backstop, but it takes a nice bounce for Lucroy, and his throw to first, it pulls Olsen off the bag.
And he had time, probably more time than he realized. He hurried the throw, and Olsen inside in foul territory and just could not keep his foot on the bag.
Well, the guy's in an effort to put himself in position to gather this ball, which he does a good job of barehanding it. He just sort of loses his footing. And that's why this throw ends up sailing. Watch his feet. You can see that back right foot just sort of flails out. You watch here. See his body weight going forward. He just didn't have a strong foundation underneath him.
So strikeout, wild pitch. Here's Kepler.
They call that an ear too? Wow.
Did they? Okay.
No, that's I've never seen that. I mean, when the ball gets by the catcher, it's either a wild pitch or pass ball, and the runner reaches first.
But a wild throw. Oh. Laureano shading his eyes, looking up into that bright sunshine. So out number one here in the 6th inning.
Well, you know, Kite, you come to the game, see something you've never seen before. I must say, I've never seen a strikeout E2. I'm just, you know.
Dallas, what do you think?
Yeah, the only thing I can surmise is that they expected the throw to be made. That he had. I mean, I really.
Yeah, it's the only thing. It's the only thing it could be. Because the ball doesn't come back, it's not even a play. He may not even throw to first base, and then it would have been a pass ball or wild pitch.
So you wonder if Luke is now just a victim of having done a good job of getting himself in position to field that ball after the fact.
I bet Luke has never gotten an error on a play in which it was a strikeout and a throw to first.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
throw to
the ball bounced back to him pretty clean.
But you know, but he barehanded it, which that in itself, you know, it's not like he fielded the ball as an infielder using the glove for the hand, but barehand, you know what kind of grip he got, but then he falls down. So now the fact that it came back as hard as it did, it's beneficial to the catcher.
So strikeout E2. 0-2 the count to Adrianza, who's got an RBI double in this game. 4 doubles in this series for Adrianza.
A highlight reel on the defensive side of the baseball today.
Drives another one to right center, but Laureano hustles over there to make the catch. So 2 away here in the top of the 6th inning.
Now batting, number 46, Chris Jimenez.
Looking at some magic numbers all around baseball. I see where the Cubs won today. They beat the White Sox 6-1. The second place Brewers won, so the Cubs knocked their magic number down to 5. So that is where they will be at the end of the day. Magic number 5 to win the heads up, coming in hot.
Oh, that
into the radio booth. Wow. David Feldman almost wore it.
Is Korak all right?
Ken Korak is okay. He has a slight case of the whiplash after it came in.
Well, maybe on that ball it got a whiplash. That might be one of the hardest I've ever seen come straight back.
That, yeah.
I mean, that.
When I said coming in hot, I meant.
Yeah, I mean that comes straight back, and glad, fortunately, it was to the left of us. Many years ago at Tiger Stadium, Carl Young was our Joe McCarthy, just standing right there, just relaxing. Twice, same batter, right in the chest. Foul ball straight back. I mean, Tiger Stadium, you had to have a catcher's mitt or some sort of glove if you're in the broadcast booth, because everything was on. You could talk to the catcher and the hitters. You were so close. Like, oh, stood right there, bam, then got it again. Same batter.
Joe's going to come into the booth with full gear
That's right.
on.
And Joe's actually under the table right now.
1-2 to Jimenez. And I think he went around. Yes. So, strikeout for Pagan. Heads up in the radio booth. Look out.
It's a launch angle.
After the ball game today, start a 3-game series Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at Safeco Field. The Mariners lead the season series 9-7. A's have out-homered them. Yet you'll see all 3 games right here on NBC Sports California. So A's would like to celebrate right here in front of their home fans. They're going to have to win today. They're going to have to come back.
Nice play, Brooksy.
Human vacuum cleaner. So Piscotty is retired. It'll be Brett Anderson and James Paxton, a couple of lefties tomorrow night. Edwin Jackson and Mike Leake. And then Liam Hendricks and Felix Hernandez. That'll be on Wednesday. So our last look at the Seattle Mariners, who are 85-69, so a pretty good record, but they're going to be disappointed. They were a very hot team early. They were rolling along, but then 2 things happened. They cooled off some, and the A's got smoking hot in the middle of June, and Seattle just could never get going. And once the A's passed them, the A's just never looked back. 0-2 to Chris Davis.
Well, they're going to see all the 1-run victories they had for a period of time that helped Edwin Diaz mount up a tremendous number in the saves department. But it's hard to sustain over the course of a season.
Two pitches in the dirt. Are losing right now. They're in Texas. Take taking on the Rangers. They're losing 6-1. Chris Davis today has hit a fly ball to right field, and he has walked.
I have to wonder about Adrian Beltre also down in Texas. You know, how much longer is he going to play?
He made it clear he does not want to be a part of a rebuild.
Yeah.
Hit well to right center. Cave shading his eyes, and it's right on the warning track. So 2 outs here in the 6th inning.
Well, they're going to have to name a new manager first of all in Texas.
Yeah, Don Wakamatsu, the interim manager, to finish out the year for the Rangers after parting ways with Jeff Bannister.
I think Watt deserves a second chance. He had one chance in Seattle at success, and then did not play that well the second year, and was dismissed. Oh, here 4 outfielders again. There you go, Willie.
Well, he'll take it.
That's right. So we figured it out, though. It's got to be 2 outs in the inning, and then put the 4 outfielders. And the breaking ball, and Matt Olson, Rojo is going to find a perfect hole between one of the, well, whatever that roving right fielder, and then, I think that's the first hit he's gotten with the 4 outfielders.
Laureano with a double and a fielder's choice. He's been on base twice. Pitch number 90 coming up, and it drops low. So Gibson trying to get his 9th win of the year. Well, it's in the area.
Could be a future courtroom artist.
It is a 3rd grader. His bullpen is quiet. A shot up the middle on a base hit. 2 hits for Laureano.
A stinger up the middle for the laser Ramon Laureano. This is what you like to see. Start chipping away. Gibson's pitch count right around 92, 93. Good opportunity to get into that bullpen as we start to get later into the ball game, and this is when the Oakland A's start to heat up and do damage.
What was the number you threw out last night, Cap, on the 0 for what with runners in scoring position? First 2 games, was it over 13 or 14? And today, same thing. I mean, the home run by Olson, and they've had opportunities that Adrianza has squelched. But the A's still looking, and they need it. This is something they need, especially getting a couple of runners on.
That one is driven to right field, and that's not going to get it done. So the A's are now 0 for 18 in this series with runners in scoring position.
That's 1-2 games.
Catch up!
brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
Well, that was the celebration on the Friday night walk-off. 2 consecutive walk-off wins for the A's over the Twins in this series. They'll have to come back today if they want to celebrate a postseason berth. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog experts, as Liam Hendriks takes over. As we showed you last inning, Liam Hendriks is scheduled to start and be the opener on Wednesday.
So this is a side session today?
This would be a side session. Every outing has a label now.
Well, I think the amazing thing, and thanks to BI for the note on the now 0 for 19, that the A's have won the first 2 games, but yet have not gotten a hit with a runner in scoring position. That's really kind of hard to believe, but they'll take the 2 wins and like to get a 3rd today.
Quick 0-2 to Gregorio Petit.
And I think it would be appropriate for Liam Hendriks to get the win, since he doesn't have a chance as an opener to get a W.
No, pretty tough to do.
So, you know, he had one chance that he came into relief. I think it's Baltimore someplace where he took the lead with him in the game, and the A's lost the lead. I guess you could take a former starting pitcher and put him in the opener role, which he should be able to handle okay.
Second level. Petit has lined out and hit a fly ball to center field. Broken bat over the head of Hendriks, and it's going to be an infield hit for Gregorio Petit. He really threw his bat at the ball. The bat cracked, which really, if you're a hitter, you could not do 2 worse things, and he got a base hit.
This is just a matter of living right for Petit, huh? Mentioned it. You do what you can. You flail at it. You can see he quite literally threw his bat at the ball. You can see it break at contact off the cap and just over the head of Liam Hendriks. And I thought Liam Hendriks' face really told the story. As soon as he sees that ball bounce over his head, it's just a collective sigh and eye roll, because you know what's going to happen behind you.
Here's Joe Mauer, who takes inside. Joe Mauer's had a good ball game, 2 for 3. He has singled twice. He scored in the first inning. 3 for 10 in the series. Hits that one hard. See if the A's can turn 2. Out at second, and it's a double play. 4-6-3 double play. Pinder to Simeon to Olsen, 2 away.
Taylor made, and especially for Pinder being far enough away that he had to spin and throw. Joe Mauer not really fleet of foot, so plenty of time for Pinder. Make the good throw to Simeon, and he gets out of the way with the oncoming slide, which no deviation, which makes it easy at second, but nice double play turned by the A's.
Especially for Chad Pinder, a guy who doesn't get a ton of opportunities over there at second base.
And Petit says to Joe Mauer, see, you have to throw your bat and break your bat to get a hit. You can't hit it that hard.
No,
you know, that turned it into a double play.
Joe's going about it all wrong.
It's one of Kite's students at the learn how to score.
Yeah, keep it score.
So probably recognize the guy.
We're gonna have everybody in the ballpark keep it score next year. Off the foot of Polanco. And Polanco will attempt to walk it off.
Well, good pitch by Liam Hendrickson. The inside of the right knee, of course, all kinds of protection, but of course it never hits the protection. But see, that hit body. How could you throw the ball out? That's what the umpire did immediately.
Backhanded pick. Flip to Hendricks. Side retired. Double play, a big one for the A's. 7th inning stretch time at the Coliseum.
As well, Kyle Gibson has been doing a great job today. Of course, he's gotten a lot of help defensively. Got him with 10 ground ball outs through 6 innings, and check swing on that breaking ball for a strikeout. Pinned with a strikeout on that one. How about Adrianza with this 5-4-3 double play? Perfectly started by him, saved a couple of runs. Be cheering too, but of course, I'm sure the Twins thinking coming to the park today, they knew after they saw the Tampa Bay Rays win that it was a magic number 1. They did not want to be part of their celebration, at least watching the A's do that. So far, Kyle Gibson has made sure that that has not taken place, but still some time left.
Pinch hitter is Matt Joyce. He goes after the first pitch he sees, and he grounds out to the right side. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. A little bit of movement out in that Twins bullpen, but nobody throwing. So here's Lucroy for his 3rd at bat. A fly ball to right and a walk so far.
8 times on the season has Kyle Gibson completed 7 innings for the Minnesota Twins. Only once has he gone deeper, and that was 8 innings back in the middle of July, excuse me, against Tampa Bay.
There's that breaking ball, and he's had a pretty good breaking ball today. Not necessarily a strikeout pitch. He's only got a couple of strikeouts, but he's been able to throw it right around the strike zone.
Well, that's the thing. You throw that thing for strikes early on, you plant that seed in the entire lineup that, hey, he can get in the zone with his off speed. We've got to be aware of that. And from there, you start to expand out and continue to read swings. And if they're offering, if the opposing team is continuing to chase, you continue to expand. And that's what we've seen from Gibson today.
Closing in on 100 pitches. And there it is. Letting it look more like a slider, maybe down and away.
It's really not even close as far as to make contact.
Well, no, and he's shaping his pitches as we talked about earlier in the broadcast, getting on top of the ball, creating a little more depth taking away from the lateral movement.
And really, the hitters have to be doing kind of what you said, and tough time picking up the ball because,
Maybe.
I mean, the A's, one of the best clubs avoiding chasing pitches out of the strike zone. Today, that's not been the case. But only 3 strikeouts, but the number of times they have chased pitches out of the strike zone, and then he bears down and throws a fastball in to the same type of hitter.
Nick Martini has a single and a walk. Right on the outside corner with an off-speed pitch.
But the third strikeout, 11 ground ball outs, you get 14 of 20 outs, either striking out or on the ground. You got a pretty good chance to have success. One long fly by Matt Olson, but other than that, the defense by Adrianza.
That may be the story of the game so far. He was pretty good at third.
Right. Turned 2 triple plays the same game, same season. I mean, against the Red Sox.
Right on the inside corner, Martini takes it for a strike. 2-2 the count. 102 pitches for Gibson.
The guy at his last involvement in baseball was managing Sugarland Skeeters.
The Skeeters.
Yeah, outside of Houston.
One of the most well-known independent league teams. Yeah. They're like, are they like the Yankees of independent baseball?
Long Island
Ducks. That's a big one too.
Scott Kazmir went to Sugarland, the Skeeters.
That was about $70 million ago.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Him and one. You think about Rich Hill, the other southpaw from Long Island Ducks.
Yeah. 48. Some good coin.
Three and 2. Gibson has thrown as many as 120 pitches in a start this year. He's usually over 100. Bouncer right to Petit, and he has a 3-up through now in 7th inning. So we are moving to the 8th here at the Coliseum. 5-1 Twins.
Throughout Oakland, designed by local artists. Well, now's your time to own one, and that's right. They are for sale, and we will transport them for free to their new homes. Pick out the statue that works for you or your group. Proceeds will benefit the Oakland A's Community Fund. Take a look and pick out your stomper at athletics.com/SITT. That's athletics.com/SITT. Oh, man, stomper was just up on A's vision. Young fan, 6 years old, gets to throw out the ceremonial first pitch next year on Kids Day.
Franklin Barreto is in at second base. William Hendricks back out there for his second inning of work.
Is that these? Oh, no, that's one of the 50. They all look good. Some great artistic works. I mean, there's placed all throughout the Bay Area.
There's a base hit center field by Jake Cave, his second hit. So the shift was on. Chapman dove to his left, could not quite come up with it.
Just a fastball, starts to run back towards the middle. Cave staying inside this thing, shoots it right back through the box. You can see Chappie laying out, trying to get some leather on it.
Yeah, the amazing thing, just watching the shift where Chapman, it's almost like he's playing halfway on the infield, which makes it a little bit more difficult with a hard hit ball like that to be able to handle it.
So the hitter is Grossman. Grossman is 1 for 3 in the ball game today. He's 2 for 11 in the series. Got a home run. So 1-1 the count. Liam Hendricks in the 7th inning gave up a leadoff single, but then got a 4-6-3 double play. Shallow left field where Martini trots in. Martini grabs it.
I thought maybe Liam Hendricks, since he's going to be starting as the opener Wednesday, that he would be like with Petit, Pagan, throw 1 inning and be gone. But this is the 2nd inning. Just 11 pitches last inning.
Well, you know, it might be in preparation for a quick inning, maybe, when he opens up the ball game, and getting him used to extending himself, maybe without warning.
Really, it's a remarkable story considering he was designated for assignment. Comes back in September and he's made 7 starts. It's a remarkable pitcher to have that kind of ability to start that many games. But I mean, give him credit because he did come back throwing much harder than when he was DFA'd, and was after actually put on the disabled list in Seattle with a groin injury.
And that's it. The mental fortitude that he has shown, battling the injury, handling the demotion, getting himself right, getting himself back into a position on the mound where he can compete at the big league level with confidence. That shows up in AAA, and he gets the phone call, and now he's the man that they're opening doors with.
Runner goes. Throw is in time. Cave thrown out by Lucroy for the 2nd out here in the 8th inning.
Well, it gets a great jump, but Jonathan Lucroy is quick from behind the plate with the footwork that you will ever see. He's turning, he makes the transfer, puts it on the throw. And you know, someone asked me, why doesn't the catcher throw up the line? And this is it perfectly, because if it's on the bag, he's going to be safe. It's up the line. Simeon catches the ball, or Barreto did, I'm sorry, catches the ball, makes the tag. And they decided whether they're going to take a look at it, but Barreto clearly got him. But the throw inside up towards first base to the point that all Barreto had to do is catch the ball, make the tag. Most in the majors with attempted stolen base attempts, and you know, that's pretty impressive considering a lot of times he does not get a chance to throw, to make it without having to hurry himself, and that time he did perfectly.
And that pitch right there, and the count goes to 2-1 to Tyler Austin.
So, you know, if you do not start the way Lucroy does, if you sit behind the home plate, catch the ball, then throw, you'll never do what he's doing. He is moving towards the ball as soon as the pitcher releases it.
So 2-2 the count. So Hendricks, some help with the double play last inning, gets some help with the caught stealing in the 8th inning. He's coming back out because there's nobody throwing in the Twins Twins bullpen. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Bottom of the 8th coming up. 5-1 Twins. Chapman's going to lead it off. Game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 5-8-0 for the Twins, 1-6-2 for the Athletics. Kyle Gibson's been very good. He is back out there for the 8th inning. Trevor Cahill gave up 5 runs, 3 earned in 3 1/3 innings. And the A's only run was Matt Olson's 28th home run of the year. That came in the 2nd inning. So right now, the Twins defense and Kyle Gibson is the story in this game. The A's trailing 5-1. A's with a magic number of 1, so a chance to celebrate a postseason berth in front of the home fans. Now the A's have just 2 more shots at Gibson and then the Twins bullpen.
When you think about Kyle Gibson, today is Sunday. Next Sunday's the final game of the regular season for a whole bunch of teams. Kyle Gibson, and from Paul Molitor's standpoint, if he's the best you got, keep running out there, why not? Kind of the old school thought about, hey, 108 pitches right now, what's the big deal? And the way he is pitching, maybe when Delkin is loosening for the Athletics.
You got all off season to rest.
That's right. You know, and even if you play through Game 7 of the World Series, you got a lot of time to rest. But especially today for Kyle Gibson, the way he's dealing, and why not?
2-2 pitch. Rolled foul, actually a big bouncer foul.
What's the old saying that the hitters will tell you when it's time to stop pitching? Well, Kyle Gibson has not done anything, and the hitters have done nothing against him to warrant anything other than let him keep going back out. He may be batter to batter now.
Another 2-2 pitch. It's grounded. Short to first, and that's the 2nd out, or the 1st out, excuse me. That was Gregorio Petit with the shift on.
You can understand and see why Gregorio Petit is well liked. I mean, he continues. He was saying today that he's just going to keep going as long as he can, as long as somebody gives him an opportunity. Loves to play the game. FaceTiming with his kids back in Houston today, and he's done a very good job, especially since Dozier was traded to the Dodgers.
First pitch to Piscotty is outside.
Petit has always been a guy who has loved the game of baseball, has worked hard at his craft. Very early on through the minor leagues, pitchers, we are the ones who are responsible for hitting fungos to the infielders. And I would always love when Petit would tell me, Hey, Fail, let's go. That's what he would call me, Fail. That's right. I'll let you look that up.
I know. Can I tell?
You tell him, boss. he was basically telling me I wasn't the prettiest guy in the clubhouse.
I can't believe he said that to you.
Oh,
Fail?
yeah.
And that's a base hit for Stephen Piscotty. Piscotty with a big turn. He'll stay at first.
Get it, Fail.
That's right. Well, we saw this last night from Piscotty, right? He got himself an off-speed pitch early, hooks it down the line. Last night it was good for a leadoff double. He'll stay at first, and that's going to bring skipper Paul Molitor out.
So we are going to have a pitching change into the Twins bullpen for the first time.
For the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Xfinity, X1 will change the way you experience TV.
So Kyle Gibson goes 7 1/3 good innings today. 7 hits, 1 run, 114 pitches. Now the A's will try to come back against the bullpen. It starts with Tyler Duffy, the right-hander who is in. Duffy, an ERA of 7.94.
The A's throughout this great run that they've had, they have taken advantage of some of the relievers, and simply because they've worked the starters to the point they've had to come out. Kyle Gibson, I think Kluber had to come out after 7. The A's got the bullpen in the 8th inning in Cleveland. So they used to have an opportunity because Kyle Gibson was very good today.
0-2 to Chris Davis, who has hit a couple of fly balls and he has walked. So Davis 2 for 11 in the series with, of course, the 2 hits and home runs. Hey, the crowd this afternoon is 35,754. And for the weekend, Ray, a little over 100,000 for the 3-game series. So that's nice to see. Beautiful day today.
But especially on a football Sunday, third weekend. So I mean, get a lot of people coming out and still see a lot of football, but they were hoping to come and still time left to see if they can see a celebration.
Moya, the lefty, May, the righty. And Olsen is the on-deck hitter. Good take by Chris Davis. being played to pull on the infield, being played to hit the ball the other way in the outfield. Little pop-up, not going to be an easy play, and it's going to be Gregorio Petit with his back to the wall, or his back to the infield, excuse me. And that was a good play.
It was a very good play, and Malich is going to take out his pitcher, but nice defensive play, and that's what's happened today for the Athletics. And boy, this is just not an easy play. He makes it look easy. Watch the ball into his glove, looking at the ball all the while as he ran towards center field. He was the only one that's going to catch it.
So we're going to have a lefty on lefty when we come back.
A 2-1 game, 28th home run for Matt Olson. A very, very good at-bat. Started 0-2, fouled off a lot of pitches, and did a great job on the 9th pitch, hitting a solo home run. At that point, it was good, 2-1, but unfortunately for the A's, one error. But the great defensive play by the Twins has helped them maintain a 5-1 lead. As Eddie Guardado Jr. comes in.
Gabriel Moya is Eddie Jr. Little Eddie. First pitch is a slider down and away. Olson with a homer, a fielder's choice, and a single, so he's 2 for 3. And that one grabs the outside corner.
I gotta tell you, not often I really fall in love with the way guys go about their business on the mound before they even let the ball go. But Mr. Moya right now, I am a fan.
It's because he looks like Eddie Guardado, and Eddie Guardado is from Stockton, and you're from Stockton, and it's a 209 thing.
It's just, he's ready to go, very emphatic. Look, come on, hey, yep. Just, no, yeah, look at that.
Got a little Billy Wagner going too, doesn't he?
He does. He's got a little, with the arm twirl here, it's like, you know, not quite Craig Kimbrell-esque.
Cue shot. Olson hustling. Olson is going to be safe. So he beat the ship with a little soft ground ball to the left side. Now things will get interesting with 2 on and 2 out here in the 8th inning.
Well, sometimes good things happen with a shift, and this time it does. He went over the shift, his first at bat for a solo home run this time with a shift to the right side. And just not much of a chance. And Olson showing the speed. 3 hits today for Matt Olson.
So we got another pitching change. We'll be back.
A's Access membership and begin enjoying your discounts at the ballpark immediately. That's right. Join today and get all the perks for remaining September home games and the postseason, including 50% off concessions, $4 domestic drafts, 25% off merchandise, and $10 parking passes. That is a great deal. Learn more at athletics.com/2019 today. A's Access, every game your way. As we talked earlier, a lot of folks throughout Northern California, we mean Northern California, and the middle part even south of Stockton, taking advantage of the All Access. He's trying to make an all comeback today.
Yep. See if they can do it. Trevor May comes in, 2 on, 2 out. Laureano is the hitter. First pitch is in there for a strike from Trevor May.
I think Moya was happy that it was Matt Olson coming up, and they were not going to pinch hit for him. It was Mark Hanna who hit the home run off of him the other night and tied the game at 6. I'm willing to using a whole bunch of pitchers in this inning.
Trevor May pitched on Friday night. It's just an inning and a third. Had a strikeout, no hits and no runs.
They're still looking for their first hit with a runner in scoring position.
Got to come sooner.
It's got to come. I mean, seriously, I've not seen a series like this. To win 2 and still not get a hit with runner in scoring position until right now.
Fastball is outside.
It is the 8th inning. It's true to form. It should be a good one for the Athletics, even now 2 outs.
Missed badly, and now it's 3-1. Piscotti at second, Olson at first.
I like the fact of the crowd getting into it, as they are some of the loudest fans in baseball. We have seen it here at the Coliseum.
In for a strike. So now you got 3-2. You got 2 outs.
I I'd hit it towards Adrian to see if he can do it again. If he does, tip your hat. Because he's had a remarkable series, or at least day today, it's been like a series.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. A's strand a pair. Ninth inning coming up from the Coliseum. 5-1, the Twins lead. Hour also available to listen live and as a podcast on NBCSportsBayArea.com. So it's the ninth inning, and the A's are trailing the Twins 5-1 with a magic number of 1. So the new pitcher for the Athletics is J.B. Wendelken, who is making his 10th appearance. 11 2/3 innings. Just 1 earned run. So he'll face Max Kepler and then Adrianza and Jimenez. Popped up. That's going to be Chapman. He's there and he's got it. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the ninth. So Kepler heads back to the dugout, 1 for 4.
Now batting, number 16, Ire Adrianza.
So Ire Adrianza steps up. He's 1 for 3. Astros won their game today. Yankees lost their game today. The Rays won their game today. So if the A's don't come back, it'll be a missed opportunity to grab a game on the Yankees. So that'll hurt a little bit. Adrianza pops a foul back.
And if the A's don't come back, then the Tampa Bay Rays can go home knowing that they've had success against the Yankees at their place.
Still alive.
And still alive. And really the A's again with A's being in Seattle tomorrow and the Rays back in St. Pete. They will be 3 hours ahead. They'll know again before the A's will know again before they take the field in Seattle, more likely, at least close.
Rays and Yankees tomorrow, first of 4 from St. Petersburg. That one floats outside, so 2-2 the count. Wendelken is the 6th pitcher in the game. 6th pitcher used by the A's. They used 7 pitchers in game 1, 5 pitchers last night. Simeon out, and he's not going to get it. It's that Adrianza guy again.
Have a day, Adrianza. Finished up 2 for 4 at the dish with a ton of outstanding defensive plays. But a la Gregorio Petit here. Adrianza holds on to the bat. Just finds a hole.
After he's got the magic wand.
Yeah.
He's 5 for 12 with 4 doubles in this series. So here's Jimenez, the catcher. He takes a first pitch strike. Jimenez has struck out twice. He does have a sacrifice fly. That was part of the 3-run 4th inning for the Twins. Bounced foul.
Everybody okay?
For the most part. Be careful though. Joe McCarthy just threw the table out the window. Heads up down there, Dallas. Chapman's got it. There's 1 and there's 2. Bottom of the 9th coming up. What to do if the A's want to celebrate? Heads up.
The Twins. Here we go with Rajay Davis. That was the home run to left center. Rajay, of course, the big one against Chapman, but that one for us, the Athletics. And then Yonder Alonso with this home run. Guys celebrating there. And then KD, that would have been Friday night to right center, a home run. And last night, really one of the best. Marquetta with 11 pitch at bat. First pitch to Matt Chapman. A wild pitch. Stephen Piscotty scores. And that reduced it to 1. So somehow, some way, can the A's do it again against the Twins? Then they're going to have to score 4 to take it to extra innings, 5 to walk it off.
Trevor May stays out there. He struck out Laureano with 2 on and 2 out in the 8th inning. So the A's, indeed, they will need walk-off win number 11 to celebrate.
What was it, Cap, in 12 when the A's won the division the final day? Were they 13 or 14? Like that, I mean, never a bunch. I think the one started with Johnny Gomes getting hit by a pitch. for the first walk off, and it just escalated from there.
So 1-1 the count to Marcus Semien, who is 0 for 3. A's have 8 hits. They've stranded 8 runners.
Well, if there's ever an inning to get a whole bunch of hits with runners in score position, since they have not in the first 2+ games, time to do it.
Had 2 on and 1 out in the 5th. That's when Adrianza made the great double play turn. They had 2 on and 2 out in the 6th. They had 2 on and 2 out in the 8th. They just have not been able to get the big hit today. Jed Lowry has come out into the on-deck circle. That is Barretto's spot in the lineup. Joyce pinch hit for Hinder. A little bit high. Marcus lays on. Payoff pitch. Here it is. And it's popped up. Adrianza, foul territory, long run, and he can't get it.
That's good news, because it came back. It landed on the warning track down near the A's bullpen, and Ben wisely didn't go for it, but tomahawked by Marcus Semien. The ball does come back down the left field line. Adrianza went past the bullpen mound. If he'd have gone straight towards the sidewall, he might have caught it, and that would not have been a shock considering the day he's had defensively. Blanco hustling over as well.
So another 3-2. Here it is. And it's driven to center. Cave says, I got it, and he does. So that is out number 1 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. He's quickly running out of time here. So Lowry's going to hit for Barretto.
He's trying to get something started here. 1 out. Would love to have the celebration here at home and in front of the hometown crowd. Still some work to be done.
21 homers and 94 RBIs for Jed Lowry. He'd take a flare right here.
I think the A's would take a whole bunch of flares. That's a good start.
Luke Croy will be next, and then if the A's can string some things together, it would get back to the top of the order. May pitching from the far first base side of the rubber. Swing and a miss. He's way over there, and he stays over there. A's will be in Seattle tomorrow night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night. 3 games set against the Mariners. Swing and a miss. 95 with a little giddy up at the end.
It's almost like the first pitch inside was a setup for the other 2 to go away, because Jed Lowry has not come close to the 2 away from him.
Very close.
Jed's got a masterful eye. Come crunch time, he's going to rely on it and see him sort of nod in agreement. Yes, good job, Jed. Leave that out.
So 2-2 the count. And another good take by Lowry. Close pitch. Full count. It was full to Semien.
First pitch of the at bat was inside. Everything else is away. Would he go back inside after showing it on the first pitch. It's got to be a concern for a hitter to see all the pitches in one direction. John is really will watch his movement, and he'll tell you. Stay outside.
And he did, and he walked you. Well, there's one base runner. That is the 4th walk issued by Twins pitchers today. So here's Lucroy.
Gibson left the game with 12 ground ball outs. There's not been one since, and the A's hopeful there's not going to be another.
Lucroy is 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch, stride, 88 miles an hour. That's Trevor Hildenberger.
A take by Lucroy is one of those things that you don't need a sign. It's usually if you're trailing, you're not up there swinging at the first pitch just to try to help your own stats. You're trying to find a way to get on base and taking a strike and seeing if that, hey, wow.
Well, it's queued up the first base line, and May is going to tag Lucroy. The bat splintered. Some small splinters kind of kicked around toward third base, and the ball just kind of squibbed up the first base line.
I watched the end of the bat because it went left and the ball went right. But May handled it well, and Jonathan Lucroy out of the baseline.
See, right off the end of the bat.
Yeah.
So it's up to Nick Martini. Nick Martini, a single, a ground out, a walk, and a ground out. So he is 1 for 3 today. Chapman would need to get on for the A's to get the tying run to the plate. Swing and a foul right at the plate. So now the A's are down to their final strike. So the crowd of over 35,000 really has been in high anticipation all day. But the A's with just the 1 run on Olson's homer back in the 2nd inning. Martini takes inside. Martini waits. May with a look. It's blocked out in front. 0 for 6 today, Ray, with runners in scoring position. 0 for 20 in the series. Hard to figure out.
Well, the 2 strikes, Jimenez doing a good job just to make sure he used his body something to block the ball, and then did not want to have what happened to Lucroy where the ball got to the backstop. Yeah, you don't usually win a lot of games that way.
No, you don't.
But the A's won the first 2.
Yeah, they've hit 5 home runs.
Yeah.
That has helped some.
Help get them in the game, help them win the game. And of course, Canna's pinch hit 2-run home run tied the game. Then KD walked it off.
Hildenberger is ready out in the Twins bullpen. Pitch is high, and now a full count. So Martini just grinding this at bat, trying to get on base. Chapman would be next. After Chapman would be Piscotty. As we said, if Piscotty steps in the batter's box, then we got some action.
Probably have a new pitcher too, but right now it's up to Martina to keep it going.
3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that's the ball game. So the A's do not clinch a postseason berth in front of the home fans, as the Minnesota Twins make sure that does not happen, as they salvage the final game of this series against the Athletics. So the home portion of the regular season has come to an end for the Athletics. They finished with a home record of 50-31. Come up short today. 3 hours and 2 minutes was your time of game. Paid attendance was 35,754. Final score this afternoon, the Twins 5 and the A's 1. Time now for A's Post Game Live. Here's Brody.